All right, so this is episode 1 of our guide to becoming an independent contractor. I've been doing this for a year now, but my first time doing locums or independent contractor work was actually 12 years ago. So I've got a bit of experience under my belt. I wish that I had a guide like this to kind of walk me through how I should be thinking about independent contractor work. If you value stability, predictability, a stable income, any kind of predictable lifestyle, locums life or independent contractor life, starting up your own private practice, all of those things may not be for you. Outside of a standard sort of employee contract involves taking specific risks. And so it really depends on how flexible you are, what your risk tolerance is, how much financial runway you have to weather the ups and downs in terms of salary, whether or not you are burning out, how organized you are because you are now running your own business, how much help you have at home to run things when you're gone, and what season of life you're in. I think something that's important to mention too, because I've seen a lot of residents and fellows be sort of interested in this lifestyle. I've gotten a lot of messages. Hey, can you tell me a little bit about locums life? If you require mentorship or if you function best in community, this might not be the right pathway for you. And I see a lot of motivational content suggesting that locums means lots of money, and it can depending on your specialty, but it may not be, and we'll talk about that specifically. But don't get pulled in or sucked in by the shiny ball that's just about income. If you are in a specialty that is a team sport and you're just getting started, especially in a field like gastroenterology, where I think you benefit from having someone, a senior, next to you, especially in the endoscopy suite. If you guys know, you know, somebody that you can call into the room to say, hey, what am I looking at? How can I approach this? OBGYN is another one of those fields, surgical subspecialties in general. But anything that involves having to often in real time call on someone who is much more experienced than you, going down this pathway where you could be alone and having to make some really tough calls with the without the proximity to help, I think could be particularly problematic. The point about functioning best in a community has to do with whether or not you're okay with feeling like an outsider, because you sometimes are. You don't really know the players really well. You may not have friends and likely won't, and that might not be important to you at all if you're doing locums work. But if you're someone that likes the Cheers environment, that was a show in the 80s. I don't know if anybody is old enough to remember Cheers, but if you like this, the idea of walking into a room and everybody kind of knows your name, that could happen for if it had long-term contracts, but it may not. And so you might be on an island by yourself. You have to get very comfortable with functioning socially. You know, I'm talking about socially specifically in an environment on your own. So I hope that helps in terms of a checklist. Check in with all of those things that I've mentioned before. Compare that to who you think you are or what you need for personal development and career development. And that should help you figure out whether or not locums lifestyle is for you. So again, if you require stability, predictability, stable income, mentorship, and you function best in community, this might not be the right path for you. All right, episode 2 is up next.